What is up, guys? It's Brandon with USF1, and just wanted to go over my little reaction to the Russian Grand Prix in Sochi, Russia. I'm sorry, but that race was so boring. I understand that some of you guys are, happy with the race. I guess you guys are happy with parade laps, really fast parade laps. Other than the start obviously was very interesting with Valtteri Bottas taking the lead before turn one. But that was because, everyone had a horrible start, at least in the top. Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen, and Lewis Hamilton all having a horrible start off the line. Valtteri Bottas just seemed to have the only decent start off the line, and he passed everyone on a straight line going into before even turn one. And that was basically it. Yeah, once like Bottas took the lead, it was just never in doubt that he was going to get the race win. Yeah, I understand that, Vettel made somewhat of a gain on the final last few laps, but it was still just not in doubt. Like, even Massa, opened up DRS on Vettel, so he was sort of gaining on him. In the end, though, it was doubt. Vettel was never going to catch Bottas, even with the Massa interference or not. So, overall, it's just, it's sort of a stretch to say that Vettel would have caught him by the end of the race. If it was one lap more, yeah, it probably would have. If it was one lap longer, you probably would have saw Vettel actually have a chance to overtake Bottas. But overall, it was just he had no chance. But I see that some of you lot are very happy with the race result. Maybe it's just because Valtteri Bottas got his first win, which I will give him credit for. Sorry, that's my computer. Which I will give him credit for. It is his first Grand Prix win in his 81st Grand Prix participation start. So, great win for Valtteri Bottas. I'll applaud him. Of course, it wouldn't be a Grand Prix without some driver incidents. Unfortunately, Fernando Alonso on the formation lap, had to stop his car and he never even made the start. He looked incredibly disappointed. He was even saying that he had to go get an ice cream because, he's still waiting for his plane to go take him to IndyCar practice for him to get some experience in the car. We also saw that, lap one, turn one, Romain Grosjean, even though having the entire Haas team having some brake issues, he hit Julian Palmer, who hasn't had the best luck ever, but Julian Palmer got hit, he gave Romain Grosjean no room on the inside, and Romain, took it anyway and sort of punted him off the side, spinning him out, and then he ended up hitting him second time. Almost flipping Roman's car, but into the wall. But he didn't. He ended up just hit the wall and lost a tire. But both of them were out of the Grand Prix on turn one. Bad luck for both of them. Hope they can come back for a better result in Spain. Van Dorn and Magnussen, both Van Dorn and Magnussen had a 5-second penalty, for leaving off the track, avoiding a collision with some of the other guys, but whatever, that's racing for you. They were quite mad about it, but both of them were. But another highlight would be Van Dorn actually beat both Saubers. That's kind of insane to see. Another highlight would be, Lance Stroll actually finishing a race, which is great for him. And, his first race finish of the season, and it happened to be the 4th Grand Prix into the season. But other than that, guys, yeah, there was... I'm sorry if I just don't sound amused because, that Grand Prix was not amusing whatsoever. Daniel Ricciardo had a retirement. His right brake ended up having problems cooling, so it ended up going on fire. So that's Daniel Ricciardo only had two race finishes out of these four races. So that's kind of unfortunate for Red Bull and Daniel Ricciardo respectively. They need as many points as possible, and they just seem to be way off the pace. At least when it comes to this point in time in this season. I understand that overtakes aren't necessarily all that's part of racing, but you do need some sort of challenge for the position, for positioning all up and down the track. And there was just no one challenging anyone for anything. There was with 0 overtakes. At least with Australia, we at least had 5, and 3 of them were non-DRS overtakes. But in Sochi we had none. Absolutely none, besides turn 1, lap 1 in it. But as you guys probably already know, Kimi Raikkonen had the fastest lap of the day. Pretty impressive from him, despite not being anywhere around. And then speaking of Kimi Raikkonen, I've been talking about him disappearing in races. That seems to be Lewis Hamilton's problem today, coming P4. Yeah, P4 is not satisfactory for Mercedes or Lewis Hamilton, but he is sort of disappeared this weekend, and it's unfortunate for him. But I'm sure he'll be back. But again, Bottas have better qualifying and and race results overall. I just think it probably suits his driving style a little bit better than Lewis Hamilton. Obviously, as you guys already know, Sebastian Vettel came second, Kimi Räikkönen came third. Lewis Hamilton came fourth. Raikkonen came third, so double podium for Ferrari and only one for Mercedes, but also a double finish podium for the first time in a while. For Formula One, Lewis Hamilton came P4. Verstappen came P5. Imagine if Ricardo is somewhere in the mix, maybe he'll be up there too. Perez P6, Ocon P7. Double points finish for Sahara Force India again, and a lot better results than just 10th place for Ocon. Hulkenberg came P8. Massa came P9. Carlos Sainz taking up the final points position at P10 for him. And then Lance Stroll, P11. First finish of the season for him. I guess, I'm not going to sound like a hater, but good job for him. And then, Daniel Kvyat at his home Grand Prix came P12. I'm sure he's very disappointed in that result. Kevin Madison for Haas coming P13, same spot where he qualified in. Place penalty, he just sort of fell off the rails. Van Dorn coming P14, beating both Saubers. Then Ericsson P15 and Wehrlein P16. Overall, I actually think that Wehrlein's actually a better driver than Marcus Ericsson. It's very unfortunate for him that he didn't beat his teammate. But yeah, and as you guys already know, Ricardo, Alonso, Palmer, and Grosjean all had do not finishes or do not starts. But yeah, that is my reaction. Sorry, it's more like lack of reaction to Sochi. I'm sorry, but it was just quite boring. If I didn't have my daughter around, I probably would have been asleep very, very fast. So, but yeah, guys, I'm Brandon with USF1. Peace.